Today we're going to be looking at a protective coating that you can apply to the windshield and just windows in general on your car, whether it's a C8 Corvette like mine or any car for that matter. That's not only going to give you that hydrophobic, glass beating off kind of feel, but it's also going to help prevent fogging and frosting on your vehicle that you wouldn't see, especially in like high humid areas or even during the winter time for my people up north. So let's go check it out in this video. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And like I said, we are going to be checking out the Diamond Protech glass kit in this video. We actually have a whole bunch of their different kits, like their Body 36 to protect your OEM paint. You got your wheel kit. You have just all these different kind of kits, which I do review videos for pretty much all of them. If they're not out yet, they are coming soon. And if you're interested in any of these products, I do have a discount code that you can use should you choose to buy this. And you're probably asking one of two questions. First, what makes this kit better than, just other ceramic coating kits out there? And then the second is, why are there so many different kits? Can't you just have one universal kit? But to quickly answer the first question, at least, Diamond Protect is different from ceramic coat because it is not ceramic coat. It uses a completely different formula, different kind of philosophy, where instead of using organic silicon dioxide to make a ceramic coat that is sometimes 9H hardness, this uses a completely different formula that is diamond based, nano diamond technology, enriched nano diamond technology, which is mixed with a synthetic polymer that is called PHPS, or perhydropolysilazane. Those two main components combined together give you a much better surface protection, a surface layer that is 10 times thicker than you would get with traditional ceramic coatings, all with one single layer of application. So this goes on thicker, gives you much better protection than you would get with traditional ceramic coatings, that to get anywhere near this level of protection on these different surfaces, you would have to do multiple coats and get them done professionally. These are all DIY type applications that you can do from home. And Diamond Protect goes an extra layer further, which answers the second question of why these different kits. They went the extra step of making these formula blends specific to the surface in mind. So this glass kit, for example, is going to protect that glass and give it the extra hydrophobic effects, that 9H hardness, and to give you extra scratch resistance, all that kind of good stuff, help protect from like tree sap and stuff like that. But then you look at the wheel kit is designed for the higher temperatures that you would see like on brake calipers and such. So that's the kind of difference between these different kits. You have your wrap kit, your wrap and PPF kit. This is designed to work especially good with those matte or satin type wraps like I have on my C8 Z06. It still adds that extra layer of protection, but is not going to change from that finish that you might like. And then you have things like the Body 36, which is your like high-end OEM paint type surface protection, which is going to enhance the color and enhance the gloss of a clear coat, and that's where you want to use that. And then you have things like your leather kit. It's going to let your leather still breathe but still add that layer of protection. So that's why Diamond has just taken the different philosophy of making a kit that is purposely built for the surface in mind. So if you're wanting like superior protection for a specific surfaces, this is why they do it, and all for pretty reasonable prices. So like, for example, this glass kit here sells for about $65, and it's not just like a one and done. This actually can handle, I believe, if I remember, it handles around 2 to 3 mid-sized cars. So we're not only going to use this kit on my C8 Z06, but we're actually going to do this on my wife's car, on her Kia EV6, so that she has that layer of protection, that layer of hydrophobic effects on the windshield, which is just going to have all that rainwater just beating off bugs that get splattered onto your windshield. You'll just be able to wipe them off. You won't have to use cleaners and stuff like that all the time to get that kind of stuff off your car, especially for like those long road trips and stuff like that, where you're going for 4 or 5 hours somewhere. You get a whole bunch of bugs, especially in the summer. This is the kind of stuff you have this applied. It is a simple wipe up instead of trying to scrub it off kind of deal, especially after a long trip like that and you don't want to waste time kind of deal. So that's where the power of this glass kit in particular is. And if you're interested in any of these products and you want to know more, you can always check out the description. I have links to the review videos for a lot of these. If not, they're going to be there soon. And you can always use my discount code, save yourself a little bit of extra money on this kind of product. Okay, so let's show you what you get in this glass kit here. So opening it up, a majority of these kits come with a lot of the same good stuff, at least for the prepping and such, which is what is most important kind of deal. So yeah, opening up, we have the actual diamond glass box here, which actually has the coating system here. You can actually take a look at it right here. So that is the actual coating, the actual diamond coating. And then if you look in here, you also have the glass prep, which is going to be your like final prepping solution. Generally, I mean, it should be pretty easy if you have clean glass that you just open, like that you clean traditionally. This is going to be like your final prep that you can use. Comes with a little spray nozzle that you can easily just use to you know, do that final cleaning of the surface. It also comes with a little applicator sponge, which you're just going to apply like you would any kind of typical coating system in just a drop form in a line, and then just apply it in a crosshatch kind of pattern. And I'll show you kind of how that looks like later in this video. It also comes with 2 sets of gloves that are large and XL. These are really nice gloves. They actually have a little bit of texture to them, so it actually makes it a little bit easier to work with all these different products, so that's also good. And then finally, it also comes with this kit a microfiber towel. So all of that together, it makes a pretty freaking cool little kit that sells for 65 bucks. And again, this, you know, like specifically for this glass kit right here, this whole entire kit, especially this little bottle here, is going to last you a good 3 to 4 applications. And each of these kind of applications has a 12-month duration of protection. So basically applying this like once a year to your windshield will give you continuous hydrophobic effects that is going to be absolutely rock solid in regards to making just cleaning easier. You go through a rainstorm, you're not having a whole bunch of streaks and stuff like that. Honestly, with this kind of kit, you'll barely ever have to really use your windshield wipers, which I'm really looking forward to an opportunity to show you guys at some point, you know, if I, you know, let myself get caught in the rain in the Z06, which I usually don't like to do anyways, but I'm going to do eventually with this video. And that's essentially what it comes down to for this kit. So we are going to go ahead and apply this not only to my car, like I said, but we're going to also apply it to my wife's car. So let's get going and show you how that looks like. So alrighty guys, so we have finished applying the diamond glass onto the C806 and also my wife's Kia EV6 as you saw in the video. So it's actually been a few days since the application and I'm just gonna jump into it. It was raining one of those days and I took my wife's Kia EV6 to work actually. I was super impressed with how it was beating off, especially like on the highway. I was hitting some pretty decent rain and it was just beating off. I did not even have to really use my windshield wipers. Not saying that you shouldn't use them, but I really didn't have to. It was just beating off so quickly that I could just see clearly. There wasn't any kind of fogging up happening or any of that kind of stuff. It just looked so good. So I'm like super happy. It's gonna be so much easier to clean that glass, especially like with bugs and all that stuff. I could just wipe it off. And I'm just so glad to have it on both vehicles because that's less work that I have to do and it just keeps everything nice and neat. So I do highly recommend this product, especially if you have multiple vehicles and you don't want to waste time all the time, like, you know, cleaning them off and you just want it that it's always a clear windshield or the windows for that matter. Or even your mirrors too. You can also use it on the mirrors. You can definitely check out their website, use my discount code, save yourself a little bit of money. And yeah, I just really love their products. I know we've been checking out quite a few of their different products and I honestly would not be doing all these different videos if I didn't believe in the products and what they can give you. So in any case, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please check out any of my other videos and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.